Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. It's another day of red. If you're looking at your screen, you can see me scroll on down. Oh, look at that beautiful blood red. Which means that a lot of people are emotionally responding and freaking out. Perhaps you're one of the people that is doing such. Is Moon Lambo freaking out though? No. No. Absolutely not. If you understood the number of times I've seen this in the last 3 years, you would understand why. This is par for the course. Because I've been holding crypto, specifically XRP, since November 2017, and it's been a hell of a ride, but it's just a volatile asset class. And so I thought I'd start off the video by mentioning that, since I know there are a ton of new people here. But where are we going? With XRP, what are reasonable expectations? Well, we're still waiting for this correction for the crypto asset class to complete so that we can head to the upside. All of the analysts that I follow, and I do mean literally all the analysts that I respect enough to follow, they say that the bull trend is still intact. And we are getting some warnings that we're getting towards the later part of the market cycle in general, so be cognizant of that, and I'll talk about it in this video. But, greener days are ahead before this bubble fully inflates and then ultimately pops. And I do believe it. This is my expectation. For those of you who haven't heard me say it, I believe that we will see this bubble inflate to a point where when it really has its top and pops off, you can expect when it pops, this is my opinion, that it'll go down 70, 80, 90%, whatever it ends up being. It'll vary a little bit by coin, but that's exactly what I'm anticipating here. So the question is, when are we going to have that blow off top? But we're also going to see, perhaps sooner than later, XRP smash past its all-time high. One of the chart analysts that I follow quite regularly says that the next impulse up, absolutely, you're looking at in all probability XRP hitting its all-time high. So I'll talk to you about what the time frame looks like for that, what he says. But I do want to be clear before going any further. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm nothing more than an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos as a fun hobby, talking about XRP and Ripple and crypto, and that's all that's going on here. But there's a reason that I don't make price predictions, and I never will. It would be disingenuous. That's just not my thing. As I record this, XRP is at $1.33. Bitcoin is at $55,386. Market cap for the asset class down. It's funny you say it's down when you hear this number. $2.02 trillion. Oh my God, it's down to only a little above $2 trillion. Like, yeah, I know. That used to seem like a fake ass number that was never going to come. Because when you're looking at the bottom of the bear market, I remember seeing the market cap for the entire asset class at about 175 billion with a B. Well, we lost more than that inside of like a day or so. So it's a little perspective. Bitcoin dominance actually ticked up a hair, 51.21%. But by the time this is all said and done, you're going to see that number much, much, much lower if what we saw last cycle is to repeat. And I certainly suspect that it will. And so here is a tweet from chart analyst Credible Crypto, who is now up to an amazing 165,000 followers. Well-deserved following. Good job, sir. And here's what he wrote about XRP, and listen up, I love this. This last impulse is complete and took us from 50 cents to $2, which is a $1.50 move. The next impulse should be even stronger. The correction is approaching the 0.618 in high time frame support. Downside is limited, and here's the money part, and the next impulse is probs takes us to new all-time high. Do the math. XRP is a bargain here. And that's what he put out earlier today. Now, mind you, as I record this, what time is it? 7:22 p.m. Central Standard Time in the good old United States. I live in the Midwest. And what the hell day is it? I know it's Monday, right? All these days blur together at this point. Yeah, it's Monday, April 19th. And so there we go. Just for a little frame of reference, because you're future people listening to it. So you know more than me. Even if you're just watching this like a few hours after me, you already know more than me. Right? Because things happen fast in crypto, don't they? I don't know, a few hours from now, maybe it's looking about the same. I'm just saying. And so I was curious, because looking at that, I mean, I don't mind hearing that one bit. You're telling me the next major impulse, we're going to be back up to all-time high? Wouldn't mind that one bit. It doesn't seem that weird, because a lot of analysts that I've been covering here, they've been saying roughly the same thing in terms of once you hit that resistance of close to $2, a lot of them keep saying specifically $1.96. Once you break past that, a lot of them are saying, look, there's really not a whole lot of resistance from that point all the way up until the all-time high. You can see some massive movements inside of a 24-hour period, like even bigger than what we've already seen. And I remember stuff like that occurring over 3 years ago when XRP had its last major run-up from 20-something cents up to almost $4. It happened over a span of a little over 2 weeks. And so this is going to be a short-lived experience. Like, I'm glad that I get to go on this ride with everybody here. It's going to be a blasty blast, but it is going to be a short thing in all likelihood. So let's just really enjoy it while we got it, because once this market tanks, it's not going to be because something is wrong with XRP. It's just the whole market. But when that happens, we're going to have to wait probably another several years to see that again. So let's really take in, when this happens, just take an opportunity to like fully appreciate what we're going to go through there. That's my expectation anyway. And so I responded to Credible Crypto and I wrote, thanks for sharing. When do you anticipate the next impulse up may occur for XRP? Credible Crypto was kind enough to respond and wrote the following. Depends on how quickly we can get this correction over with. But ideally, we get something like this over the next week or two. And he's got a chart I'll show you in a second. He writes, we want this strong base to form rather than a quick pump out of this correction because it will allow the next impulse to be much stronger. And so he is one of the many analysts that I've highlighted on the channel that has shared this concept, which I believe is firmly correct, which is that the longer a cryptocurrency trades sideways, the longer it consolidates, the greater it ultimately blasts off in terms of price action when it finally goes. XRP is famous in the crypto asset class for trading sideways longer than most other coins, and then, as a result, blasting off much, much, much higher when it finally does go. So I fully anticipate we're going to see that again. So that's why I think when he says, hey, we want this thing to actually consolidate a little bit longer, it would be better. Consolidation is a good thing. So maybe everybody's scared while the price is lower here, but there are a bunch of people that will see this as a buying opportunity, I think. And this is here, I'll make this full screen for just a second so you guys can take a look at. There's the chart that he shared, but his anticipation clearly is that we're going to go up. We don't know exactly when we'll get out of this thing. But eventually the market's going to go back and up. We are not yet at the top. You have not seen altcoins take off parabolically yet. Not really. I mean, you've seen Dogecoin. And so you start seeing that. I mean, that is an indication that alt season is in the beginning phases here. I was actually just listening to a video from my fellow XRP YouTuber, the Blockchain Backer, which he put out a little bit earlier today. And he was kind of talking about structurally, where are we at in this market cycle? And he said, frankly, he thinks that this whole thing could be done. It could be done. This whole bull portion of the move, the whole thing could be finished within the next couple months, potentially, based on where we are right now. And so what are the things that you can expect if that's indeed the case? Well, you can see Bitcoin, it'll hit its all-time high if it hasn't hit it yet. And it probably has not. If it has not yet hit its all-time high, it will, whether that's 68,000 or 70 or 80,000 or 82,000, whatever the number is. Perhaps somewhere around there is what Blockchain Bagger thinks is likely. It'll then have a notable pullback. It'll go down a good bit. I don't know what the number is going to be, but when that's happening, if the chart formations that happened last market cycle occur again, which is and it won't be exactly the same, but if we see something even just similar, like that'll be a really good indication of what's going on. Or that mean because what we're looking for is money to cycle out of Bitcoin to a large degree into a ton of large and mid cap coins, and then ultimately some small ones, but in relatively short order. Maybe over the span of several weeks or 8 weeks, whatever the frame ends up being. But it will happen very rapidly. And you'll see the price of alts go off as Bitcoin goes down, and after it goes down, it may pull back up, but it's never going to reach its all-time high again. Well, at least not this market cycle anyway. And that's exactly what things looked like last time. And so then the question is, okay. And actually, I mentioned this too. Like Blockchain Backer, he's been talking about this XRP target of $10 to $13, which he even acknowledged, and it's true, is among the lowest price expectations among any chart analyst out there. And I still think that's incredibly bullish. So that's not a critique. He even acknowledges most people think that it's going to go higher, whether it's $20 or $30, and we'll see who ends up being correct. I'd still love that. Like, I would consider that still, even if it's just $10 to $13, I'd consider that a huge success. But even if that ends up being the case, what you can't count on, and I've been saying this for some time, is, when you're going to sell, and when I say you, I'm actually referencing myself. What you can't count on is expecting that a particular price get hit. At least this is the way I look at it. Okay, I'm not going to expect that a particular price get hit this market cycle, or that this market cycle goes on for a specific amount of time. Rather, what I'm looking for is a particular chart structure, an unfolding of price action that's in line with what we saw last market cycle. Because historically, things keep repeating over and over and over again. Humans appear to be behaving just about the same as they did last market cycle. So that's what I'm looking for. And even he said, look, even if the targets aren't getting hit, and I'm paraphrasing now, but blockchain backer's like, yeah, if my targets aren't getting hit, I'm still just going to have to look at where it looks like we are in the market cycle. And I was like, ding, ding, ding. He may have said that before. I haven't heard him say it that blatantly before, but maybe he has. But what I've been saying for the longest damn time is that for me, it's not about hitting a specific price target or waiting a specific amount of time. It's about recognizing certain things unfolding within the structure of the charts. That's it. And this is coming from me as admittedly an unprofessional. I'm not into chart reading, but there are certain things that will pop off that even I believe even someone like me who doesn't want to learn how to read charts will be able to identify. It's going to be very obvious. I think that some of these things will be, and so I'm going to be and plus I'm in tune. I'm going to be watching what everybody else is saying too, and getting all sorts of perspectives. So I feel good about that. I don't expect to be able to sell the top, just like I wasn't able to buy perfectly the bottom, and that's fine. I'll just sell on the way to the top as this all hits off. Now in the short term, chart analyst Lev Crypto wrote the following: breaking and closing above $1.58 is very bullish and would increase probability of seeing $2 levels this week. And he's talking about XRP, of course. Keep an eye on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin reclaims $58,000, that's great for XRP and alts. Now, so those are levels that he's saying to watch for. Now, again, as I record this anyway, XRP is down further now, so it's sliding down. XRP now down to $1.29. Bitcoin at $55,005.31. So not there yet. So maybe we do correct longer than a week. We'll see how it unfolds. But either way, the macro bull trend, it's actually still in place. So to me, it doesn't matter. I don't really functionally care. And so then there was also this tweet from chart analyst DIY Investing. This is the first time where Dogecoin has pumped and everyone is calling for the market top rather than remembering that Dogecoin is always the first to kick off alt season. And I thought I'd highlight that because he also pointed this out. And he's actually not the first to state this. I think Credible Crypto was saying something like this too. I believe I highlighted that whether it's 2 or 3 days ago on my channel. But look at this, a comparison between XRP and Dogecoin. DIY Investing writes, XRP is going to pull a Dogecoin and there is nothing you haters can do about it. Commence moon mission now. And you can see as I record this, Dogecoin is number 5 in market cap. And it's really bucking the trend. If you look at the top 10 cryptos, which are on my screen right now, Dogecoin is rocketing up. It did have a little bit of a pullback the other day as the market was tanking, but not nearly as much as the rest of the market. It's up in the last 24 hours, 20.99%. Look, everything else in the top 10 is down, except for Binance Coin up 1.87%, So, it is what it is. But that's why, even though I keep saying the market moves in tandem, well, not literally down to the second, the minute, the hour, the day, the week, so on and so forth. When coins have their time, they have their time, and this looks like Dogecoin's time, and it's rocketing up 38 freaking cents. This is absolute insanity. Over the last 12 months, it's currently up 18,639%. And so, look, if it's the first, and in a general sense, all these cryptos follow the same chart structure more or less. What do you think's going to happen with XRP? And that's why I've shared before. I mentioned it even yesterday that if you look at any coin that was around during the 2017 boom into early 2018, even though the booms didn't literally line up, like I said, not to the second day of the week, even so, if you took a look at the chart for that time period and you removed all the labels and the numbers, the chart formations look the damn same. So that tells you that this is not about fundamentals, and we're seeing humans behave the same again this market cycle. So identifying that Dogecoin, which is doing incredible, the chart is looking like XRP's chart right now, that doesn't sound wacky to me because the market moves in tandem. And so you can see here's what DIY Investing shared. Expectation for it to go past all-time high and just blast off. I can't dispute that. I think the market moves in tandem. I do think that we're going to see that. So, and then high altitude investing, he was speaking along the same lines. XRP moon soon, you can see here on the screen. Rakesh Ubade, who writes for Cointelegraph, and I don't want to go through the whole thing here, but even he was saying, look, in the short term, don't be surprised if on the bear bull scenario plays out, we see closer to $2 XRP again. So it's all unfolding. Everything's looking great as far as I'm concerned. I'm just going to be patient. I don't know when this is going to take off, and look, I would love for the cycle to go much, much longer, but if we really only have a couple months or so, okay, I can't control that. I hope that's not the case. I would love for more times for this to consolidate further, go up higher, but even if we're very close to the tippy top for Bitcoin, fine, whatever. We've been waiting long enough. Just let this thing go. And then when this is all done, look, I think a lot of these, I'll mention this. I'm not going to call anybody out. There are a ton of new YouTube channels that have popped up in the recent months because of all the excitement around crypto. Let's see how many of them are here during the bear market. Well, I'll tell you what, when everything comes crashing down, Uncle Moon Lambo will be here to soothe your soul. Now, hopefully you've informed yourself enough and understand market cycles enough that you're not going to be hurting when that happens. But some people are not going to make the best decisions, or they'll come in too late or not know what's going on. And that's a risk we all take jumping into this risky, volatile asset class. You can get bit and you can lose a ton of money. But I will be here still. What I'm going to do is once this thing does pop, I'm going to I'm just going to wait for it to get down to a sufficient level. Once I see like a retracement down, whether it's 80, 90%, whatever, that's when I will start buying it. And so it's my plan to keep running this channel as long as enough people are willing to keep watching. But really, even last bull cycle, there was enough people for me to enjoy sharing, what was going on at the time. So I think that there's enough of you out there that are going to be like me. I'll be like, okay, let's do this again, because this is too awesome. Like, why would we not want to do this again for a whole nother cycle? I'm going to want to. I'm going to do it. So I'm not going anywhere. And so that's my full expectation is that's going to happen. A lot of these fly-by-night YouTube channels and excited Twitter people and social media, all that, I think they're going to go away. I'm not going away. I'm gonna be here even when this thing pops. It's just a coincidence. I started my YouTube channel at the bottom of the bear market. December 14th, 2018 is the day I launched my first video ever. And as Peter Brandt put, a very popular chart analyst, as far as he's concerned, the way he tracks this, December 15th, the day after I launched my YouTube channel, happens to be the beginning of the bull market. That's what he says. It just happens to be. And he's got over 400,000 followers on Twitter and best-selling book on Amazon about trading this and that. And so he called the top of the Bitcoin bubble and the bottom. So he knows a little something too. I'm going to be watching what he has to say, even though I didn't cover him in this video, but it'll be interesting to see what he thinks when the top is actually in for all this. But Bitcoin leads it all, and we don't get to control the rest. So fun time tracking all this stuff. I hope you guys are feeling great, and I hope you're not feeling down. Like, I admit, I felt a little down realizing, maybe we are close to the end of the bull cycle. I hope not. It's okay to feel like that. I don't want it to stop either, but it's a lot more fun than the bear stuff. But still, even when this happens, I'm going to see it as an opportunity. I'm going to keep expanding my investments once that happens, but still tons of opportunity ahead of us, so we're not there yet, at least not yet, so let's savor this. But I'll wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.